Movado elated over son's prison release. Hi again and welcome. This is Links 007 TV News Report, and we'll be right back with the full details to come. Welcome to Links 007 TV News Report, providing you with the best in local and international news updates. This is a place where you can get the most reliable and informative news information. Links 007 TV News Report. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is Links 007 TV News Report. Dante Brooks, son of dancehall entertainer Movado, was released from prison on Friday after the Court of Appeal overturned his life sentence for murder and arson on Friday morning. His co-accused Andre Hines has also been set free. The higher court sided with the attorneys for Brooks that there were issues with the eyewitnesses' testimony. The attorney who led the team in bringing the successful appeal, Hugh Wildman, told reporters, "It was a lot of application that I had to do because you had to go through the entire script to see what the case was all about and then be able to extract the relevant grounds of appeal consistent with the principles of law. That takes time. Then you have to craft the legal argument to support the grounds. You have to comb through a lot of script and everything that took place at the trial," Wildman emphasized. "So there were issues of law as to the admissible of evidence that should have not been there, and then the trial judge dealt with the identification issues which were very critical to the case," Wildman explained. "We were able to show how the hearsay evidence tied in the identification issue," Wildman said, noting that the legal team was yet to get hard copies of the decision. The attorney representing Dante Brooks stated that Movado was very happy on the revelation of the case to know that his son was set free, and that he can't wait to be a part of the celebration. Dante Brooks was sentenced to life imprisonment in the Home Circuit Court on March 19, 2021 for the 2018 killing of Lorenzo Thomas. He was also found guilty of illegal possession of firearm and arson and ordered to serve 22 years before being eligible for parole consideration. Additionally, he was sentenced to 15 years behind bars on each count of illegal possession of firearm and arson. The three sentences were to run concurrently. In relation to Hines, he was sentenced to life imprisonment for murder with a stipulation that he will serve 17 years before being eligible for parole consideration. He was also sentenced to 15 years for illegal possession of firearm and arson. His sentences were to run concurrently also. Brooks and Hines were charged with connection with the killing of Thomas in St. Andrew community of Cassava Peace on June 5, 2018. Prosecutors relied on eyewitnesses' testimony of Thomas' father, who indicated that he knew his son's killers from the community. In a twist of events, popular dancehall entertainer Movado is now threatening legal action over the cruel injustice to his son. Dancehall star David Movado Brooks is threatening to take legal actions against all parties involved in what he described as the cruel act of injustice against his son Dante Brooks, who along with his co-accused Andre Hines were freed of murder and arson charges, and that their life sentences set aside by the Court of Appeal on Friday. Movado has vowed that he will not stop fighting until real justice is served upon those who perpetrated this awful, unlawful and unwarranted action against his son and the co-accused. In a lengthy Instagram post, Movado noted that the Court of Appeal granted a full acquittal, showing how false and contrived and concocted this whole case has been from day one. They also tried to drag my name through the mud to carry out their wrongdoings and garner headlines for themselves. Well, this story and those headlines are far from over, and I will see the names of those who conspired and the workers' iniquity brought to bear the face of justice and accountability for their actions and motivations, Movado declared. Dante and Hines were free after the High Court determined that their convictions had been rendered unsafe, leading to a substantial miscarriage of justice. The three-judge panel expressed that the trial judge failed to properly caution himself about the risks associated with identification evidence. This, along with the inadequate handling of the evidence and the credibility of the prosecution's sole eyewitness, led to the application being denied the legal safeguard that designed to prevent serious, dangerous conviction based on unreliable identification testimony, the judges said. Movado noted that it was a trial without jury decided on the lone judge, who chose not to take into account the amount of times the single witnesses changed his statement, admitted to lying to the police, and fabricated his account of the events. He also noted that the prosecution did not properly contest the appeal and did not request a retrial, admitted along with the way that they did not follow basic legal protocols. They also sensationalized the story with outrage claims that the post-mortem also proved to be lies. The question is, how did this event even come to trial? The fired-up dancehall star blasted those involved in declaring, Brooks and Hines were charged in connection with the grisly killing of Thomas in St. Andrew, the community of Cassava Peace, on June 5, 2018. According to prosecutors, Brooks and Hines were among 5 men who entered a house and shot Thomas before pushing his father into another room. The perpetrators reportedly attempted to sever his head, but aborted the plan because the machete that was being used was not sharp enough. They then allegedly poured gasoline on the house and the body before setting the place on fire. Prosecutors relied on the eyewitness's testimony of Thomas's father, who indicated that he knew his killer's son from the community. Links 007 TV will continue to track this story and have more details to come on this in a later newscast. Thanks for watching.